Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are and what you're doing and what time it is, what country, zip code, whatever you're in. Welcome back. Two Dudes Talking, episode 15. Curry, oh my goodness. We did 14 of these things already, and here we are back with yet another one. I think we got a fun topic today, man. Bring on the haters. Bring
Yeah,
on
I'm
the
excited.
haters. So, man, if you guys, let's put it this way, and we'll start off with this. This will kind of like be our baseline for today. We made a note of this last week, what we were talking about. And first off, by the way, if you're watching here and you're checking out Two Dudes Talking, maybe hopefully you're into network marketing. Maybe you want to learn more about network marketing. Maybe you're looking to go full time. You're looking to, have a place, a beacon, a light of hope that you could show up to and get educated on every single week. Well, here we are. So go ahead, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you get notified anytime we put out new content. And again, today we're talking about haters. Now, Curry, I don't know about you. I think it's like as if you were going to rank up in your company, right? Like a lot of companies, like all the ranks, right? You have like director and then sapphire, ruby, whatever it is, diamond, presidential diamond, crown ambassador. There's so many ranks. I think there should be a rank for like achieving haters. Like it should be a rank
Yeah,
that you actively strive for because, and I'll put it really simple here. If you don't have haters, if you're putting out content and you don't have people like, yelling at you, I don't think you're pushing hard enough. What do you think?
it doesn't make any sense most of the time for the average person. They're never going to experience the hate. They're because they won't do the work. They literally won't go push past their, first four or five no's because that's what you're going to get the first time you try to go out and sell, go out and recruit. You're just going to get a bunch of no's
Hmm.
because you're coming at them with such a lack of confidence there. And we talk about
It
confidence, don't we? We talk
it
about
all boils
confidence.
down to confidence, 100%.
And you come at people with that lack of confidence. So you get a whole bunch of no's and then you believe it doesn't work. Well, the person who shows up with some confidence and they go invite their people, they don't just get no, then they're getting, oh, that's a scam. That's a pyramid scheme. You don't know what you're doing. This isn't the way you're supposed to do this. And this is, and you get some, I mean, and what's worse is you typically get real hate
Hmm.
from those closest to you.
For sure. And
Man, and they always say that the fastest way to destroy a business is to listen to your friends and family. They will destroy you and tear you down faster than, but most, there's a lot of people today who won't even share their idea with their friends and family
no,
because they're so afraid.
fear of rejection.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like rejection.
We've yeah, we've covered this a bunch of times here in any of the past 14 episodes. If you've seen them, that'd be cool. Um, yeah, your biggest fans, your biggest followers, your biggest fans are going to be people you don't know, and your biggest critics will be people closest to you. So, and there's a couple of different ways to look at this. I think, Curry, it sounds like you're doing it more from a recruiting standpoint where, you're going for no, right? You're
Oh,
talking to people, you're in conversation. And I experienced this way back when I first got started many, many years ago. I did the traditional, pull out the pen and paper, write down a list of, friends and family, and then start messaging them and start, pitching your business and all that other stuff. And I literally had a kid that I grew up with, and his response was, whatever my message was, his response was, "Don't ever send me this effing crap again." And I was just like, "What's up?"
I messaged a woman and her husband threatened to murder me, like literally. And I'm like, because I sent her a business opportunity. I'm not trying to date her. I'm not trying to ask her out. I
Yeah.
didn't ask her one personal question. And you're gonna, don't you ever message my effing wife again? And I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah,
Next,
some people feel they need to flex, but like So there's that way, when you're out there and you're in the DMs, you're messaging, you're talking to people, and getting people being like, dude, like go fly a kite or whatever, go kick rocks, go pound sand. Um, and then there's another way of doing it, which I think I've experienced a lot of, and I've also helped my team members through a lot of these moments where when you start to get momentum on social, so whether you're off on, you're on Facebook, you're on TikTok, you're on YouTube, and I get hate from all around. And it's the MLM haters, it's the pyramid scheme haters, it's the people that are just, jealous of what you're trying to do or have accomplished. And then you're in your comments, they're sliding into your DMs, they're telling you how much you suck and you're a scammer and you're this or that. And I think, for me, if you're going to go out and build a business, especially if you're going to be using social, I mean, you guys are here watching this on social, and you're pushing your business at some point, if you're pushing hard enough, and this is what we're talking about here, if you're pushing hard enough, you're going to have people that are going to be showing up on your posts, on your content, and dropping hate. And for me, like for you, I would celebrate that. Like I would literally like legit be like, yes, like it's like you just ranked up in your business. You just ranked up in your, social status, if you will, where people are now like throwing hate at you because it must mean the alternative, the other way to look at this is you're doing something right. Your videos are getting enough attention that people are being like, whoa, hey, what's this person talking about here? And I think that's pretty special if you ask me.
Well, look, you mentioned it earlier. Go for No. It's an outstanding book. Great guide for how to do this.
Hmm.
And every single no that you get is validation of you doing what you're supposed to do. You're inviting, you're asking. Every no is validation. So when you get those haters, it's a new level of validation. When you trigger somebody else's response because you're out there pushing and you're going for it and you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're attracting new eyes, guys, that is the best feeling. It is the best feeling. It's like we were talking about this before the meeting or before our podcast, and I started making a bunch of content on social media, and over the past couple of days, I'm getting those deep rooted haters, those people that's just been holding on to their grandpa's experience. They're holding
Hmm.
on to their grandpa and their grandma's experience back when she was selling, books or Encyclopedia Britannicas door to door, and everybody that was waiting for the queue, they're waiting for chapter the queue book, and it's like, why do you still hate from something your grandma experienced? Why
Hmm.
are you holding on to this evolution? Like
Living in the
it's an
past.
evolution of hate.
Yeah.
They do it.
That's called living in the past right there. Like holding on.
It's fun to talk to them though. It's so. But here's the thing. Let's talk about don'ts real fast.
Hmm.
Don't get caught up in the game of trying to convince them.
Oh,
Don't
geez.
get caught up in the game of trying to educate them. Let them live. Let them just be. If I could pass on one nugget in this call, in this podcast, it's how people buy is how they will sell. So if you have to spend a
Make a note of
massive
that.
time convincing someone to join your opportunity, if you have to spend a massive amount of time explaining all the details and all the comp plan and all the products and services and all the stuff, and you've got to explain it to them, you're going to be explaining it to them why they need to sell it, why they need to make money, why, and you'll spend so much time with a time vampire. You just go, they're going to just suck you dry.
Hmm.
Let those people alone. Leave them where they're at. If they want to sit and watch and eventually join, let them do that. And then when they get started, let them sit there and wait. It's like let them sit there.
Yep.
But man, just how people buy is how they will sell.
Yeah. And I agree 10 million percent. Like when you get a hater, there's a couple of different approaches that you could take. And Curry's approach of let them go is the right approach. And then this is where I'll speak out of both sides of my mouth. And sometimes for me, I like to have fun. And I'm sure, Curry, you've been in this boat too. I like to have fun. So if someone's like, oh, it's just a pyramid, here's another pyramid scheme, right? I could reply, no, this is what you should not do. If you get so let's talk social, right? You get a hater on social, right? And they're dropping hate in the comments of your video, the comments of your Facebook post or your TikTok or whatever it is. I could say for me, like pyramid scheme meaning question mark, like let me just let me taunt them a little bit and just see what they have to say. Cause I know, because I've seen this enough times, they're throwing hate just to throw hate. Um, I wouldn't recommend doing that. Or, you could, if it was TikTok, you could make a reply video if you wanted to. But for me, sometimes I like to poke the bear a little bit just to have a little bit of fun. But for the novice out there, for the person that doesn't have the years of experience, the years of haters, I would 100% like just delete. When someone's hating you, literally just delete them. Like, don't get involved. Don't put your energy into it. Don't get sucked into that. It could be a very vicious spiral that you go down. And again, to what Curry was saying, you end up trying to convince them. Oh, no, 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 no. Wait. It's not a pyramid scheme. Let me explain. Stop right there. You know what I mean? Like, just stop. Pump the brakes, sweet cheeks. Like, just stop. No need to go that route. Like, yeah.
And it's easier. It feels like you should, but when you realize after the years of experience we have, after the years of experience you're going to have, it's so much easier to just let those people go.
Hmm.
And what you do is when people see what your response is, they'll learn to respond like you. And if you show people, hey, I've got to reply to these people, I got to defend my
Yep.
position, they're going to believe, well, crap, I'm going to have to defend my position. I'm going to have to know all this stuff. I'm going to have
Yeah.
to know legal stuff. And it's like, no, just ignore the hate, move on, and keep doing what you're supposed to be doing because it's working.
Yep.
It's working. You might not feel like it's working yet because you're getting haters, but my gosh, you're attracting new eyes.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
getting new blood. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. And that's, most people won't see it that way because it's like, you're like, oh no, what's wrong? Something like people don't like me. Like, guess what? Like, that's going to happen. Um,
My
so yeah,
grandma told me it was a pyramid scheme, and now,
now I
now,
think he's
now I
right.
don't know what to do.
I think, I've taught my team this. I've done this exercise, and I want you guys to think about this. Like, I've done this exercise, I don't know how many hundreds of times, where I give people an example. Like, if we're doing like a Zoom training or whatever, and I'll say, hey, let's say you put out a piece of content, right? And someone comes on your video, your post, whatever it is, and they comment, this is a total pyramid scheme. You're selling snake oil. Exclamation point, angry faces, angry emojis, whatever. And then my quiz, how I go to my team is, how would you respond to this? And I ask everybody in the Zoom or in the training or whatever, say, how would you respond to that? Someone says, this is a pyramid scheme. You're selling snake oil. How do you respond? And the responses that people have are all over the place. Oh, I would try to tell them that this, I would explain this, I would tell them to go to hell. I would, all these responses come in. And then only like maybe 1 out of 10 people are like, oh, I'd delete the comment. And I'm like, there you go.
That's the
That's
one.
it.
That's the
You
one.
simply just delete the comment and you don't respond. You don't. And here's the most important part that I want you guys to understand is you don't give the negativity your energy. And it's really as simple as that. If you avoid that, then you're going to be able to stay positive, focused, driven, looking forward. And the other, like kind of the second half, which I'll talk a little bit more on here in a second, is this is a rite of passage for you. This is like ranking up in your company. So, I would celebrate the fact that you just ranked up. And I would even go as far as if you're, especially if you're new, or maybe you've, been in your company, you've been in your opportunity for a little while, but every time you post, you're kind of just, you're not getting a lot of views, you're not getting, the traction that you want. I would set this as a goal. I would set this as a measuring stick for you and your business and your social accounts to say, hey, I need to push myself hard enough, far enough where I start attracting a little bit of hate. And by the way, that's not a bad thing. And just like Curry said, like you're getting new eyes. And I'm telling you right now, I'll tell a story here um, in a minute, but you need to achieve this rank, this level for growth. You feel that's accurate, Curry? I feel like that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, you got a few levels that aren't ranks that you always got to achieve in this business, and getting those haters and learning to handle them correctly, learning to handle the time vampires, learning to break away from your upline and be your own CEO of your franchise.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of ranks that aren't ranks. It's like those are personal development, those are development stages. And what you're talking about, it's funny you were mentioning a second ago that sometimes you like to poke the bear. I've become so excited that when people show up to hate, one of the things, like especially if you go live on a platform, whether it's a TikTok, whether it's a Facebook, whether it's Instagram, however you go live, and those haters show up live and they're talking to you and they're just making their troll comments. And one of the things that I have become excited about is I just ask people to be responsible. Like if you're going to say words, you should at least understand the words. And it's like if you could go ahead and in that comment, while we're live, tell everybody in here, let's hear what you know that I don't know. I'd love to just, I mean, if I have to be responsible for my words, and if people are going to, flag my content as a scam or flag my content as whatever, and I have to defend that to a corporation or to whoever, I've got to be responsible for my words. So
Mm-hmm.
why do haters get to not be responsible for theirs? So I have a lot more fun with the be responsible. Like
Mm-hmm.
have some level of real knowledge to share. Otherwise, shut up. Nobody cares.
Yeah, in other words, like instead of just throwing out like everyone likes to throw the stone, like the initial first stone, like, oh, pyramid scheme, oh, Ponzi scheme, oh, you're a scammer. Okay, cool. What's your evidence? Or, as you're saying, like, or as I would say, well, pyramid scheme meaning what? You know,
Pyramid scheme. Yep.
and see what they really know, or are they just more interested in throwing the stone? Now, here's one thing that we need to understand. We've talked about this in many of other episodes, but here's a good thing that I want you to know about this whole thing that we're talking about. Like 100% set a goal to, to rank up in your social, to rank up in your recruitment techniques and your abilities to get people being like hating on you a little bit. It's not a bad thing. It just means you're pushing hard enough in your business. You're striving hard enough to get people lashing out a little bit. And by all means, this is a good thing. So let me explain. When you're doing the thing, when you are giving yourself, and this is a real thing, when you're giving yourself authority positioning, you are becoming the topic expert, the top, you are becoming the person that is pushing yourself out there to make that content, to reach out to people, to do the thing. You are doing what they are not willing to do. So you're becoming the person that is ranking up in your personal life, ranking up in your business, and doing the thing that most people are not willing to do. So when somebody sees your content, when they see you on camera, all you are is a mirror reflection of how they see themselves. So if you're out there and you're positive and you're driven and you're putting out that content and you're speaking well and you're on camera and you are using those words to excite people, energize people, and then someone shows up and they're like, you suck, pyramid scheme, scammer, whatever. All that is, this is just psychology 101. All that is them seeing what you're doing and saying in their head, in the back of their head, they're like, there's no way I could do that. So therefore, you suck because you're a reflection of how they see themselves. So when they feel that way, there's like, oh, there's no way that I could do that. No way that I could achieve that. They're like, that's when the hate comes out. Okay. So it has 100% nothing to do with you, has nothing to do with your business, has nothing to do with your product, your service, and has everything to do with how they feel about themselves. So again, when you see that negativity, that's a win. Is that fair?
Yeah, and let's be a little bit more transparent on opportunities in 2025. Because there's so much regulation in the industry, the FTC is monitoring everything these
Mm-hmm.
days. It's
For
very
sure.
hard to find a real scam. It's really hard to find a real scheme, a pyramid. It's like companies have figured out what they have to do to prevent themselves from being a pyramid scheme or
Yeah.
a scam of any kind. They're making sure that income is being produced by product sales and service sales. They're making sure that recruiting is limited to a specific amount per customer base. And it's like they know how to manage these things. And so if you get started into an opportunity and somebody screams, it's just next, man. It's just next, 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 next. And it's like go for that no. And the more no's you get closer to a yes. And it's like it's really difficult. I mean, you really got to search for a scam these days. It'd be a fun thing to do is like, let's find a scam.
Yeah,
It doesn't mean every opportunity is good. It just means that there's not there. It's like they're all going to be some value these days.
I I just did a video on this. I think it was last week, where I talked about when it comes to network marketing, when it comes to MLM, does the shape equal scam? And because what is the one of the biggest, hottest catchphrases over the last 10 decades in this industry? Pyramid scheme, right? Oh, it's a pyramid scheme. And 99.99% of people that use those words have no idea what it means. And this is where, Curry or myself, or like we could poke the bear and we could say, meaning what? Or, hey, oh, do you know something I don't know? And but when people say that, it's like, oh, they think pyramid equals scheme. But when you look at the church, look at, you have the Pope and then the cardinals and then the bishops and then, the priests and then the churchgoers. And, oh, hey, what? It's shaped like a pyramid. So does that shape equal scam? Look at your family tree. It all started in hundreds of years ago with one dude. And then, there's your, great, great, great grandparents and then your great, great, and then and then it gets all the way down to where you are today, shaped like a pyramid. Is your family tree a scam because it's shaped like a pyramid? Or look at the
Being how
corp.
I turned out, probably it was probably a scam.
Yeah, yeah. Or look at like whatever company, business organization that you work for. Let's say you work for Google, right? You got the head of Google, right? You got the CEO, you got the vice presidents and chairman, you have and then you have the regional vice presidents and presidents, and then it goes all the way down to the low level employees working in the warehouses and in the cubicles and everything. And look, it's shaped like a pyramid. So is Google a scam because it's shaped like a pyramid? So you got to ask yourself and realize and understand that shape, my opinion, but I think it's fairly accurate here. Like shape doesn't equal scam. So when people use the term pyramid, why are they even using it in the first place? I don't know.
It's so much fun when I see because I review a lot of companies. I review their compensation plans. I review their
Same. Yeah.
products and prices. And you go look at some of these companies now, and they're so sick of the argument that they try to draw their compensation plan in a different, like with circles and in a different line, and it's
Yep.
not, and then you go, it's the same shape. Why are you arguing? Why are you making people
Yeah.
do this? Like, oh well,
Mhm.
it's not a pyramid scheme because mine's not shaped like a pyramid because you're looking at it sideways. It's the same shape. What? It's so weird to me. It's so weird that they do this.
I once heard a guy say on video, um, he said he it was a crypto, some type of crypto investing, might have been forex, might have been crypto, I don't even know, but obviously it was MLM because you got paid on multiple levels. And by the way, if your company, product, service, whatever, some people call themselves affiliate marketing, and then when I look at their compensation plan, they pay on two levels. I was like, you're MLM. And they're like, no, we're affiliate marketing. I was like, once you pay on, oh hey, look, celebrate.
What are we celebrating?
I don't know. I think it was the peace symbol. I think that did it right there. Yeah, there
There
you
it
go.
is. We got
Yeah.
what?
There's it's Zoom. There's all kinds of crazy things that you could do, like when you do this. See, like um,
Get out of here. How
it's a
cool
Zoom
is
thing. You
that?
ready for one? Hold on. I think my favorite. Oh no, welcome to the rock show. Oh yeah, what's up?
That's so cool, man. What?
uh throw me a like.
Yeah, I thought we made it through 15 episodes and we're celebrating. It was like, ta-da!
Uh um so once you get paid on multiple levels, wait for it. Your company is officially a multiple level marketing company by law. So if you're an affiliate marketer, but you're like, I get paid on my second level, welcome to the world of MLM, my friend. So,
Do you know that I personally, this is a personal story. I literally refuse to have a position with companies if they try to argue that they're not MLM.
mhm.
I'm like, I couldn't join with delusion if you paid me to. Like, if you believe your company isn't and it is fully, I can't work with you. I can't possibly join something that you guys don't believe in that
Yeah,
is.
this video I was watching again, it was like this forex crypto, whatever it was, from a few years ago, and this guy said, "Oh, and you get paid," and he said you get paid on level one and level two, but we're not MLM because our compensation plan doesn't have any holes in it.
Oh,
And I just
that
went,
was, it
that's the
doesn't have
dumbest thing I have
breakage.
ever heard in my life.
Is that what he's saying? There's no breakage?
That's literally what he said. Our compensation, we're not MLM because our compensation plan doesn't have any holes in it. And I just said, I'm like,
What?
what?
That's
What?
not what
Like,
defines an MLM.
like what does that even mean? What does it even mean? Like, but anyway, so
Cool.
let's
That's awesome.
I know. I shared that with a few friends that are in the industry, and and they were literally like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I was like, I know.
There's a company that the company put out a video, and this is a real estate company that is a multi-level marketing real estate company, and they put out a video specifically saying why they're not MLM, and then in the video defined why they are an MLM. I was like, what is it that you just said? Like, this is the wildest thing I've ever seen. Hey, you can have these agents and these agents, and you can refer these agents, and you can get paid off of all this effort. What did you just say you are? No,
I
no.
think the other part of this, and this goes back to psychology, guys. We're talking about when people are hating on you, it's just a reflection of how they see themselves. But the other little nugget, little morsel that's buried down in there is human beings are addicted to being right. They really want to be
Mm-hmm.
right. So when someone's hating on you, they want to be validated so bad. They want someone to like their comment. They want someone to comment like, "Oh, you're so right. Snake oil, pyramid scheme." That's what they're craving, that dopamine hit. They want to be right and validated so bad, so they can validate, hey, what I said was accurate. It could be the same thing for these companies too, or maybe the dude that made that video that's like, oh, our comp plan doesn't have any holes in it, so it's not MLM. Anyway, so
But just a quick question, because I feel like I have in my life, because of the last 11 years of my life, which August 1st, I celebrated my 11th year anniversary in this industry.
Nice.
Uh, this, I, I have developed myself as a hater on some weird things. And I'm just confessing. I'm over here confessing to all y'all
Step
watching.
up to the pew.
I hate being poor. I hate people who want to stay poor. I hate mediocrity. I really do. Like
Hmm.
because I was, and I found a way to get out. And and when you want to help people and they just want to stay poor, and it's like, I can't give you my time anymore. I can't spend time just coming over to watch TV and drink and play. Like I hate that life for you. Like, why don't you want to take the 16 vacations this last year? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why don't you want to? And it's like I have got a little bit of that. But it's such a weird thing to tell people, man, I hate that you just want to sit there and do nothing. It's like,
But you
so
know what, though? I think that's when, you know, people understand, like, hey, this guy's right. Although they may want to defend themselves and may want to bark back if you say something like that. But, deep down, when they're laying in bed at 11 o'clock at night trying to fall asleep, they know that, hey, I one of the best phrases I heard not too long ago, and I mean, it's so basic, but you are where you are because of the decisions that you have made. Period. End of story. Like, so if you hate your life, if you hate your financial situation, like, and don't get me wrong, there can be some circumstances that can get thrown in there. But it's what you do about it. Like, so if you, and then,
dude, I heard it. You are so right. You're so right. And what I heard this week alone, this week too, people were on social media making videos talking about, the cost of living and nobody being able to make it. And you know that it made me think that
sounds like a
our
giant pity
ans-
party.
our ancestors got in wagons and traveled across the country to
Hmm.
find new opportunity, find better places to raise their family, left their home, left their families, left
Yeah.
everything.
Burn the boats.
And these dudes, it's like, I bought my building that I'm sitting here watching wildlife in downtown Ohio, right here looking at the Ohio River, for $165,000 for a multi-unit building. This, and you're talking about the life. It's like people don't want out of their situation. They
Yeah.
don't want out of their comfort zone. They don't want to leave their base, their family, and they don't. It's like that's what people hold on to in these businesses is they literally find out that their family doesn't agree with them, so they're going to hold on to their family's opinions versus the destination that's possible.
Hmm. Again, that kind of circles back to, people, they get into their situation and what do they want to do? They want to complain about their situation. They want to vent about their situation to anyone that will listen, friends, family, people they meet in the supermarket, because they want to be validated. They want to be right. Oh, you're right. It's so tough. It's so hard. You poor thing. Oh, woe is you. There you
Yeah.
go. Like,
Do you have a follow up before I jump in? Do you have a follow up
I want
to
to,
the
I was
right?
creating a post this morning, and this is a recycled thing that I've used before, and it's a quote from Bruce Lee. That's ChatGPT created that really cool little image for me there of like a
Nice.
Bruce Lee in a karate dojo. This is Bruce Lee right here. Check out this quote and really listen. Don't speak negatively about yourself, even as a joke. Your body doesn't even know the difference. Words are energy and cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. Change the way you speak about yourself, and you can change your life. What you're not changing, you're choosing.
That's a really powerful quote. What you're not changing, you're choosing.
Oh my
The
gosh. Are
the
you
other,
kidding me?
to go back to your people want to be right. My good friend Kelly literally has beat this into me because I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn. I am for sure part of the problem in my own life. He has taught me over and over and over again. you're either going to be right or you're going to be rich. You can't have it either way. You can't have one. You can't have both. Like all the things you think are right at this point in your life, you just haven't experienced anything else, and you don't know where you're going. So you just are holding on to those beliefs and those ideas, and that's where those hate people come in. They're holding on to things that they never experienced. You get
Yeah.
people who join these things, these network marketing things, don't have any success.
My camera's a little blurry, so that's why I'm doing this.
Oh yeah, I see you blurry. I was like, are you holding up a Trump mug just as a like, what are you doing? So yeah, you people hold on to they haven't won and they are quitters, and then they share that forever. They literally tell their story of being a quitter for the rest of their life. It's
Hmm.
like I tried one of those things once and it didn't work for me, so those it must be a scam.
Yeah.
That is your experience. It doesn't mean it's the truth. Why do we literally allow people to affect our destination with their truth? That's their truth. They
Phenomenal
chose that,
question.
right? Like what
Phenomenal
why
question.
do I ever care about the opinions of people who haven't done what I'm moving towards?
Hmm. Or have done.
Oh, listen, when you've done it, there's no opinion that matters.
I know.
It's like people can tell me anything at this point, and I'll be like, really, really,
Yeah.
you think I don't know at this point? Like
Yeah.
one guy was on TikTok and he popped in and he was like, man, you just on here scamming people out of money, and I was like, dude, you figured me out. How did you? I said, what investigative services did you hire to find out exactly what my mission is? I really am so glad you found it out, man. Congratulations. People were
Yeah.
like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I can't fix him. I can't fix him. He is living in his rightness. He's right
Yeah.
over here.
It's and this is, by the way, this is not that you guys can see, but I have a monitor right here, and who's staring right back at me but Earl Nightingale. And this is right out of The Strangest Secret, where he talks about human beings are addicted to being right. You know? So I want to tell a crazy story real quick here. And
Yeah.
this has to, a lot of deep rooted hate going on here. I was one of the people that are on my team. She was on my team years ago, and she was literally crushing it, like the definition of crushing it on TikTok with social. And she would get a lot of hate occasionally. So she had just had a baby. Maybe I think her baby was maybe like a month or two old, whatever it was, and she hadn't done a live on TikTok in a while. And she had let me know. She said, "Oh, I'm going live tonight, and I'm just gonna hang out. I'm just gonna talk and tell people about my experience and whatever, and talk about the business and being a stay-at-home mom." And like, I mean, she appeals to so many people, especially moms. Stay-at-home mom, 3 kids, built a multiple 5-figure per month business. So anyway, long story short, she goes live and I'm on the live. I'm just in the audience, just hanging out. And she's just, being a mom, holding her baby, just sitting in a chair saying, oh, talking about whatever stuff. And then it starts. She had about maybe a couple dozen people on. Let's say it was 24 to 30 people on, right? And then someone's like, you're a bad mom. I'm like, look at the comment. I'm like, what? And then someone's like, yeah, you're holding your baby wrong. I'm like, what the hell? And then the soon to be 50 people turns into 100 people. And then someone, chimes in, she sounds like a scammer. And I'm like, she's, and all, by the way, like from a, audience standpoint, all she was doing was dropping value and talking about mindset. Wasn't talking about the business, wasn't talking about MLM, wasn't talking, like literally was just saying, hey, I've built up, an incredible 5-figure business by, being strong and showing up every single day and working on myself. And it was all mindset, all value, dropping like mindset nuggets. And then here come the haters. And this is where it got absolutely crazy. people started being like, "Oh, look at her. She doesn't even know how to hold her baby. What a bad mother. You know, she's selling snake oil. She's this, she's that," like literally attacking her. And all of a sudden, and then there's me and like probably like about a dozen people in the comments being like, "Dude, chill out. Like she's actually trying to help people. She's answering people's questions, staying super positive." And then in a matter of a minute, I'm not even kidding you, Curry. In a matter of a minute, it went from 100 people on live to 1,000 people on to over 10,000 people on live because of the haters. And it got to the point where the hate comments were coming in so fast, you couldn't even come up with them. And then, literally, after about maybe 5 minutes of this, I was just like, I was taking screenshots. I was like, this is insane. And all of a sudden, poof, the live just ended. TikTok literally shut down her account because of how much hate she got. And she was on there literally trying to help people and answer their questions and provide value. And I literally I took all these screenshots and I made a YouTube video about this. And I said, this is the most insane thing I have ever seen, where, in my opinion, TikTok really catered to that hate. They really catered to it. And it just, I think once like a few negative people got on board, I think they opened up the algorithm to like, hey, here's an invitation for every other negative person out there to come on in and hate on what's going on here. Long story short, I think it was like 24, 48 hours later, she got her account back, which was great. But it, like, you guys,
that actually is part of the algorithm. Hopefully that people do understand that. You want people commenting as much as possible,
engagement
even
for
the
sure.
haters. So
And
that's probably what opened it up, was the amount of interaction happening. It was just like, okay, this is a popular live.
oh, it
Let's
was.
fill it up.
But I had never seen a live go viral that fast. And like I was there front row seat, you know what I mean? But we all know misery loves company.
They do. And
Misery loves company. And it was insane, just to see that in action and to see it live.
do you
Someone who,
think that these platforms hold on to like hate accounts so that when they open up, like, it's just like, okay, haters, we found your new live. We've got you over here. Come on over. Come on over.
but yeah, I mean, when really quick, and you just said it, when it comes to social, and this is where haters can actually help you. The algorithm, no matter what platform it is, by the way, and there's so many videos out there. Here's how you hack the TikTok algorithm, Facebook or YouTube. Algorithms respond to one thing and one thing only: engagement. That's it. So when you're out there making your content and your CTA in your videos to, hey, drop a comment or something like that, you know, that's what the algorithm responds to. But when you're getting haters, people are stopping, taking time to engage, and that usually helps you. Okay. Just,
Dude,
just,
it's amazing. It's
just some facts.
amazing what most people hold on to. And like you've said multiple times in this, it's a reflection of you,
It
how
is
you respond. Because if you're a positive person, you're going to respond positive most of the time. If you're a negative person, you're going to respond with negativity most of the time.
positive
I'm a
people.
sarcastic person. I reply with sarcasm 100% of the time.
Positive people don't try to tear other people down. Period. End of story. Only negative people do. So, again, like if someone's hating on you in your comments, in your DMs, and wherever, that's just how their life is and that's how they see themselves. So, you can feel bad for them. You can delete the comment. You can do whatever you want. I would recommend just deleting the comment and just being like, whew, badge of honor right there. What's up? Like,
Next,
just,
next,
yeah,
next, next.
exactly. Exactly.
Every if you're working in your business and you sit down at a desk and you take the time to start, just write next on the top of a sheet of paper. Some will, some won't. So what? Next.
Mm-hmm.
Every single day, write the word next every single day. And if you understand that it's a numbers game, you're just going to write next.
Next.
If you
Although
understand
every
the
time I do that, I
numbers
lose my focus
game,
on my camera.
you're going to have to just run the numbers. And the numbers aren't people. The numbers are eyes on your resource. Get that through your head that you need to get more eyes on your resource of whatever it is, whether it's a landing page, whether it's a video, whether it's a business card, whatever it is. Get more eyes. That's the numbers. And you run those numbers and life changes.
Yeah. As Jim Rohn would say, the numbers don't change, only the faces do.
With eyes in them, with eyes in those faces.
That's it. That's it. Getting people looking at what you're doing. That's it. Period. End of story. So, man, yeah, the hate's going to be out there, guys. Use it as a rite of passage. Consider yourself ranked up in your business if, or this is a rank that you're trying to achieve in your business, in your personal life, in your recruiting, marketing efforts to, don't be afraid to track some hate. And again, remember,
you should name this video "Ranking Up with Hate."
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry, I mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine. It's just, remember, guys, like, this is super important. Like, the hate has nothing to do with you. It's got nothing to do with you. So celebrate it, love it, accept it. And also remember this, like, if you're not getting any hate because you're not getting any engagement, you're not getting any comments, you're not pushing hard enough. So use it as a measuring stick, my friends. And that's it. Yeah. I'm good, man.
Haters gonna hate.
If you made it here, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you get notified anytime we put out new content. Hopefully you guys maybe got some value, got some insight, got some aha moments in here. We hope so. And that is it, my friends. Appreciate you. Episode 15 in the books. As always, for Curry, I'm Daniel. We'll see you guys on episode 16. Take care.